Move. That reminds me of that Ludacris song. You know which one it is. Move B, move B. I've come to the realization that I'm suffering from PTSD, and not the type that soldiers and people in emergency services, not that type of PTSD. It's more like life PTSD. That's Bug snoring in the background. And it feels like, as of late, my potty mouth has been on point. It's been... No. That's not what I meant to say. My potty mouth has been ever increasing in its veracity, in its ability to insult people. And I like it. No, I don't like it. I don't. I feel like it's a problem. I feel like I need to stop it. I need to just, chill out and just have a normal podcast, right? Just like a mom and pop type of podcast, like Coast to Coast from back in the day. Like, just have something cool to talk about and not get riled up because some rubber dicker, sorry, no, didn't mean to say that, because some disingenuous SOB decided to write an article that I disagree with. I should take the high road and drop the potty language. Because I feel that many of you enjoy it. Some of you are taken back by it and you feel like it's not right. So I'm going to turn over a new leaf starting this episode. Who the fuck am I kidding? That shit's not going to happen. Listen, I get to express myself however the fuck I want to. And that's what the podcast is about. And so do you. Trust me. The haters are going to hate. And they're constantly hating. So you created me. I am your Frankenstein. I'm your monster. You know, in the beginning I was cool, I'd just do my podcast. Big O was here. Just do my podcast. Talk about UFO sightings, stuff like that. And then some of you sons of bitches, just you did it. You pulled this out of me. And now you have issues with it. Who the fuck cares? I don't. Haters gonna hate. And I'm gonna continue to talk the talk. Walk the walk. That's just the way it is. Today I have an article. I have only one article for you today. One single article. The article covers a topic that it really makes people who have been abducted by aliens cringe. Anyone that's reported any of those type of activities really don't want to hear what this article is talking about. So to be honest, let's put it out there. It's not a, God, his farts really are so bad. Bug is behind me right now. His farts are horrendous. They're bad. They're so thick. My throat hurts. That's how bad it is. Anyway, this reasoning that psychologist gives folks that experience things like abduction, it's not something that folks really want to hear in that particular situation. But because I have one article, do not think that this is going to be a light one. There is something that happened when they printed this article, and that is that people responded. And not only did people respond to this individual's perspective on being abducted, They even put their own fucking names on it. Like, these people are not afraid to show someone with an opposing point of view that they firmly believe that they were abducted by an ET. That is the second part of the article, because we're going to read through some of those so that you see that even when confronted with a scientific explanation to their experience, people who are really true to what they experience will hold steady and firm and even put their name behind it because they truly believe that's what happened. I mean, what can you do? That is what I call belief. Check this out. By the way, we got a couple of G's in the chat box right now because it's happening live. We've got Guter, Oh Faithful, and Green Man. What's up? Long time no see. The topic for today is this particular article that came from the UK. Now, don't get me wrong. I kind of sounded a bit ominous when I said that. I love the peeps in the UK. You know, they're fantastic. They're aight. An individual from the Department of Philosophy from Birmingham, University of Birmingham, had this article. The article is titled, "Is it normal to believe you have been abducted by aliens?" So, the person that wrote this, and I usually do not put the name of individuals that write articles because, like I usually say, I bring the articles to you, but I never give you the full article because I'm hoping that you guys will visit these folks because they shared whatever research they put into the article, and they usually have a whole lot more than what I give out because no fuck given. If they put the work behind it, they might as well get some credit, and that would be by folks clicking on it. Dr. Emma Sullivan-Bissett, not to be confused with Stephen Bassett. It's Bissett, Department of Philosophy. It turns out that she is writing this paper because she's in search of the reason why people actually believe they have been abducted by aliens. So it's not, you already know. You already know what her angle is. It is not that they're really being abducted. It is not that their posterior is hurting for a reason when they get out of bed. No. It has nothing to do with that. Scratches on the neck, scratches on the arms, strange triangular shapes, bumps under their skin. Whatever it is that people report after going through such an incident, she's saying no, probably not. She says that some strange beliefs are prevalent among humans. And one of the things that she points out to is the rise of people having anti-vaccinations movement, along with the flat earth. Yeah, so those are movements that she says are very strange. You know, I can't really say much about the whole anti-vaccination thing because, you know what, fuck, it's kind of like your own choice, right? You get vaccinated or not. Fuck it. If you don't get vaccinated and you fucking you keel over and die because you didn't get vaccinated, well, fuck. Who cares? That was your own choice. You did that on your own. The flat Earth, that is one that is very strange to me, in so many ways, on so many levels. The flat Earth it doesn't resonate with me in any single way at all. I just, flying in the back of a turtle, hurtling through the universe, it just doesn't seem like it's real. It just doesn't seem like it's even plausible. I'm just saying. There was even an article that came out, I think over the weekend, explaining how anything, any planet, any celestial body that was on a flat plane, how things would just hurtle off of it, just fly off the edges like a fucking spinning top. But you couldn't tell a flat earther that, right? Because they're willing to strap their asses to a fucking rocket and shoot off and go way below the amount of distance they need to get in height off the planet in order to actually realize whether or not the planet is flat or not. So, I mean, even in attempts, they fall short or flat. Pun intended. The other thing that this particular person actually pointed out was the recent storm Area 51 to see them aliens. Well, Dr. Emma Sullivan-Bissett, she is a hipster. I mean, shit, you would think that someone that have this kind of perspective on alien abductions, whoa, that they would be a little square, like afraid to get on Facebook, but apparently not. She's got the pulse on this shit for real. She talks about the 1.6 million Facebook users that marked themselves as attending storming Area 51, which 1% showed up. But that was a success anyway, right? I guess people got arrested. Why not? Then they go into all these explanations that can be given for there being so many conspiracies and the associated beliefs because they might be associated to social groups. I mean, she goes deep into it, right? So if you're surrounded by a bunch of fuckers who believe that there's aliens, well, shit, one of you is going to think you're being abducted just because you have that belief in your social groups. Yeah. And she goes as far as to kind of blame the internet and says the wide access to an internet packed full of conspiratorial claims, according to research that was run on Google, because that's fucking believable, right? Shit. I mean, if Google says so, come on. Stop fucking around. That maybe that also contributes to the idea that folks at their bleakest moments believe that they're being abducted and probed. And oh my. There's another thing here that she questions why people believe that the aliens are being hidden by the United States government. And again, she points to the social group and the internet activity because many people claim to have been in contact with aliens. So if we look at, let's say, someone's Facebook groups and they have a shitload of alien abduction, alien contact groups that they socialize in, that's where they get it from. It's guilty by association, I guess. Now let's think about this, because many people almost always, from what I've known, from my experience and folks that I talk to, they don't actually start out in those groups, but they seek them as kind of like a self-help, a way to research what they're experiencing and finding folks that have similar stories to figure out if this really happened to them. The way she's writing this article, it's the other way around. Like, it's kind of like, I don't know, like you're going to, instead of going to Alcoholics Anonymous, you fantasize about it. So you go to a place where everyone's clean, but you're drunk as fuck. And then you're like, oh, fuck it. Everybody else is doing it. Let me go to AA. That just doesn't make sense to me. It's kind of backwards. I don't know. I don't understand what she's saying, but she's over there at Birmingham. Probably making a shitload of money just confusing the fuck out of everybody. Some of the contacts that experience these alien situations, the contactees, who also report they're getting visits in their bedrooms at night. But for some reason, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're being abducted or taken aboard a ship or being subjected to medical experimentation, including the removal of eggs and sperm. Or it does for them. Basically, this is what they feel is actually happening. Some of this, again, might be put into their minds from the social groups that they deal in. And they even say that some abductees claim to have formed sexual relationships and produce hybrid offspring with their abductors. Yeah. And that doesn't even stop there. Like, these guys are not, it's not wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. No, they're not impregnating humans for no fucking reason. But after they get them shoot it up, ready to pop the baby in like a few hours, because apparently it happens really quick with them. They also decide to share information about the fate of the planet. I mean, that's like being benevolent, right? Like, you impregnate your follower, the person that worships you, and then you go and tell them, your planet's fucked. Hallelujah. Now go back to sleep. Yeah, so that happens, right? We see that all the time in social media. Folks that might be posting stories about the Earth coming to an end in a few years, nuclear war, global warming, attacks by really unfavorable, really sleazy aliens from 4.2 far. So what she's saying and what her conclusion is, because she quotes quite a few papers and books as to why she wrote this. What she's saying is that this is all due to sleep paralysis. Sleep paralysis will take you as far as destroying the planet. That's what she's saying. Like, you will fucking sit there, get all paralyzed and shit with some rapid eye movement, and all of a sudden you fucked the planet over quite a few times before you even wake up. Yeah, she's blaming this on sleep paralysis, and that's the deal. And apparently, sleep paralysis is also accompanied by hallucinations. Especially if you talk a few, roofies or have been taking something lined with crystal meth or something like that before you go to bed. That is definitely a way into this situation, so don't do it. Yeah, stay away from that stuff. Don't lace your weed, because you will wake up with sleep paralysis and with a bunch of hallucinations, and you're going to think that E.T. came and gave you a booty massage. And that's not cool. It's not cool at all. Some other reports that are apparently being reported by abductees, they vary in many of these experiences. Hallucinations may be a visual, of course, because you're half asleep, half awake, your eyes are open, but you're not really awake. So you start seeing things. Then there is lights, animals, strange figures, and demons, or auditory, including heavy footsteps, humming, or buzzing noises. Fantastic. She's pretty much got this down. Now, like I said, there is more to what she wrote regarding this and some other experiences that, again, shows a lot of data mining through Google, of all places. But hey, fuck it, right? If you got the gonads to put this shit on the on an article, why not? Just get your data from wherever you can. Now, what was fascinating to me, of course, was the fact that she is going with the... wait a minute. I say Guter is saying that the Earth... What? Is Guter a flat earther? What the hell's going on? Don't even say it, man. Don't even say it. Well, it turns out that she is saying some other things regarding the fact that there are other factors they may attribute to folks believing that they are being abducted and so forth. But what struck me about this article was the responses. And we're going to go over a couple of those right after this song. But keep in mind, the reason I don't read all of them is because some of those you've got to read for yourself. And they did not pull any punches. And they told her, we are being abducted, so shut the fuck up.
Give
Welcome to Paralysis Talk with Delilah. Some of you guys in the States who used to listen to radio late at night, there was a show by some DJ called Delilah. She was like really, I don't know, kind of like that sexy voice, kind of, I don't know, egging you on to thinking about crazy stuff about her. And she played all this sexy music, slow and low, dim the lights type of music. In the chat box, of course, on Spreaker.com, because it is live, we're having a paralysis chat. You know, this is what happens when you're live. It's freaking awesome, dudes. So, no one in the chat box right now has admitted to being in full paralysis and being probed, which is a good thing. Now, Guter did bring up the issue of missing time. Guter, yes, missing time was something that was a part of the discussion in a response to this article. Now, Greenman actually said he hasn't really done the whole probing paralysis thing, but he has walked around in his sleep. But did you walk alone? Did you walk alone? Was there a little gray person with you, holding your hand and other things? It turns out that people did not go quiet into that good night when they saw this article, so they decided they were going to fight back. And I'm going to say this. For folks that believe they've been abducted, to read this article, they were really, really nice, and they were gentle. Yeah, they actually used some of that lubricant, and they went easy on our professor, our Doc Emma. And how do I know? Listen, every single one of these posts starts with Dear Emma. Dear Emma. It's like they're writing that Dear John letter. Dear Emma, here's one that came from an individual, which at this point will remain nameless because I didn't fucking type the shit in there. Fuck my life. You know, I just said that they put all their names in there. And yeah, apparently I had to register in order to put this on there. And the names did not look like they were fake. But, you know, what the fuck do I know? I'm just reading this shit. Here's one individual that said, I read your article with much enthusiasm. See what I mean? How fucking nice is that? Like, this guy or gal has probably been getting their butt probed for years. For years. But they said, I read your article, and I was so enthusiastic about it. I loved it. And because they were interested, very fascinated by the views of psychologists in regard to the subject of close encounters. I don't know, for some reason I'm going through every fucking accent I know. He says, while I agree that the UFO field is fucked up with personal beliefs, I put in my own word, damn bugs, that smells like hell. It is making it a minefield for UFO researchers like myself, because I research things. There are very well documented cases of alien abduction experiences from experiencers and their families. That's the one thing that she did not, in her Google searches, she didn't come across that a lot of times these alien abduction stories are generational. They happen from one fucking generation to the next. How do you explain that? Okay, let's just take a step back. Because I would say that the individual that is studying this would say that there is some kind of genetic link to this. Somehow, the mama and the dada are passing this sleep paralysis to their kids and so on and so forth. But do they pass the alien experience as well? That's the question. The individual says, I personally interviewed many hundreds of witnesses, and although I have not had any form of training in psychology, I have found them to be highly intelligent, well-balanced individuals, and so have other psychologists such as Dr. John Mack, Dr. Ken Ring, and Dr. Berthold Schwartz. He's got the Schwartz. Just to name a few off the top of their heads. If anyone decides to write about the field of inquiry, I suggest they speak to a witness personally. And that is another downside to the article. There isn't one freaking reference to anyone that this doc of philosophy has even talked to. Not a single one. How can you write about a situation that you believe is pretty much happening due to sleep paralysis? We don't even interview a single person about it. You just went through a few psychological papers, you decided to do some Google searches, and you've got the answer. Sleep paralysis is what's happening to everyone. Yeah. This person goes on to say, I would love to read another article by yourself. After having done so, perhaps that experience might challenge your own belief and change your mind. I mean, that's the truth. You really, it's hard to really talk about someone and what they do, what they've experienced, if you can't even walk in their shoes. Fuck, you didn't even try to realize what their shoes were all about. To be honest, because you did not even interview a single person that was experiencing the abduction phenomena that you say is basically a form of unreasonable belief, not based in realities, if you will. Another person wrote, Dear Emma, I was definitely abducted by aliens several times in the late 1950s. Really important, right? Because the truth is that it was in the 50s, and even someone in here actually says that it culminates in the 1990s. And then after that, it kind of like drifts off. But what's happening, here's my perspective, here's my 2 cents, maybe whether you like it or not, because I am running the podcast. My thing is that, when the internet came on, when it came on the scene, balls to the wall, you didn't have to rely on the people next to you, your family members, your friends, to talk about your experiences. Hell, there was a level of anonymity that came with the internet. You could talk to folks miles away, probably in a different country, not really reveal who you were, and be able to talk about it freely. But what happens then? That kind of takes care of the anxiety that you have in one way. If someone says, yeah, it's really happening, to the point where you're not going to report it to anybody else. You really don't need to. You were able to release some of that anxiety, so there wasn't a thing. You didn't have to go and I'm telling you, I'm being gassed so bad right now by bugs. I can't even think straight. Like, my throat hurts. It really does. I don't know what the fuck that guy is eating. You didn't really have to search out a medical professional or a therapist, because the therapy was coming from the groups you were in. People who said that they experienced these things as well. So why would you need to report it at all? So I figured that once the internet really started taking off and people were finding like-minded people, they didn't need to report this shit. They really didn't. So the recording, the reports, the studies of people who walked into a therapist's office started to drop off. So there was really no way to track this anymore. The person continues saying that they were at the age of about 16, 17 at the time, and what they felt was the dream that they had was about being taken away into a flying saucer and flying at a speed above the ground, which he found, or she found, to be exhilarating. Actually, it's a he. He's then, since that experience, realized that he must have been beamed up into a saucer from his bedroom, but yet he cannot remember what the abductors looked like, but have a vague memory of them being friendly. The individual reports that they were able to see the ground underneath them, as the bottom of the saucer was transparent. And here's an actual quote. That is all I remember. I don't know if they performed any medical examinations on my body or made any alterations to my DNA or whatever, but would very much like to know the reason for my abduction. Yours sincerely, Martin Northey. He's definitely not from the South. He's Northey. So there you go. Here's another article response where basically they're saying, hey, this is my experience. This is what happened to me. I don't think that I was sitting around, waiting to fall asleep to then have this REM sleep situation and hallucinations. So then I could continue to feel like it was happening and have multiple experiences. And then you add the family generational situation, and it really throws this whole paper out into the toilets, as they say. Another one came from a pastor. A pastor, meaning someone that devoted their life to the church. I have stopped going to church till I truly get some answers for missing time, 12 hours of it. 12 hours of time he has missing, which he believes were attributed to an alien abduction. A pastor. A man of the cloth. Do we think he's making this up? Was he having sleep paralysis? Well, there's a problem here, right? His story kind of throws a curveball into things because he wasn't fucking asleep. Now, maybe he went on a bender, got drunk, and took a bunch of drugs, got a bit of a furlough. He didn't have to watch the nuns that night, so he went out with his buddies, the other reverends, and maybe somebody wearing a yarmulke, It's like a joke forming here, but they all went fishing. Yeah, out in Tennessee. They all decided to rent a small cabin for a fishing trip. The three of them. The rabbi, the reverend, and the pastor. I just made a joke. I mean, I know it's not funny, but shit. We could do the first UFO Buster Radio official joke. So the reverend, the pastor, and the rabbi, they decided to go on a fishing trip. They got a small cabin, and it turned out that here's a quote. I'm just gonna read it. The last thing we all seen was what we thought was a fish was turning into a fish much bigger than our boat. Then 10 a.m. at night. I'm just reading the way it was written, okay? So don't criticize me. It really says, then 10 a.m. at night, we were many miles away, and none of us remember anything at all. We still don't talk to anyone about it. That's what it says. None of us see or talk to each other anymore. They're all divorced, just don't know anymore. This is from Pastor Ed Forrest out of Tennessee. Now, Pastor Forrest, listen, I'm sure you were trying to write this really quick. You didn't want anybody to see it. But again, here's a member of the cloth, someone who is devoted his life to being honest, truthful, leading the flock. And he has 12 hours of missing time on a fish trip, which 3 people experienced altogether. How is that sleep paralysis? I mean, they could have gone out, got themselves some of them good drugs, said they were going fishing. Instead, they were like shooting shit up, got the nails, got the nails did, got the hair did, got into the fishing boat, got the syringes out, and just went to town on it. I don't know. It is just really crazy that someone, and here's the thing, what did dear Emma, Dr. Emma, what did she think? Did she even go back to this article and read the fact that there had so many responses to what she was saying? And most of them, generally, were calling her out, telling her, no, you don't even mention actual people. You don't even interview people. You're Googleizing this stuff. I just invented a new term, Googleizing. She Googleized the whole alien abduction experience. What the fuck is wrong with her? I'd fire her ass. Especially for putting up shit like that in an article and naming Birmingham in it. That's just fucked up. That is fucked up. Guter said this, something about a reaper. And he says, I'm going to call Manny soon and talk about it one night. A reaper. I'm assuming you're talking about the Grim Reaper, Guter. If that's the case, Lord help us all. You might want to call when the Dark Horde podcast comes to fruition. And then we can get some spirit boxes and see what the fuck is really going on. This is the end of the podcast. I am Manny Moonraker. And I invite you to join us live whenever possible. Now, I do have an announcement to make. It is Thanksgiving this particular Thursday, so I may or may not have a Thursday freakout. It may not happen, but because no one's really gonna chime in. They're gonna be busy eating like turkey and cranberries, jelly shit, and fresh mashed potatoes and stuff like that. No one's stuffing. No one's really gonna get on here and talk live. So maybe what I'll do, instead of having the Thursday freakout, it'll be the Friday freakout. So if you guys want to get on the Friday freakout, don't forget this coming Friday. I might just play an old episode on Thursday, but Friday freakout, feel free to call in. I'll be waiting. Guter, you call in. Tell us about your Reaper. And with that, I bid you guys adieu. Thank you guys for joining. Green Man, Guter, everyone else is listening. Peace, ciao. And let's play some Galactic. Get your glow sticks out, because it's going to get crazy in here.